G'day, yes, Evan. So today what we'll be looking at written plotting graphs, but it's meant to say plotting graphs. We're going to be looking at plotting graphs on the Cartesian plane. And what that means is we're going to be taking our existing skills for plotting points on the Cartesian plane, and we're going to apply that to the creation of graphs, which is a tremendously useful thing to be able to do in maths. So just pause the video for a moment and copy down this MLO. Maybe fix my spelling mistake with plotting as you go. Alrighty, so the point of graphs is to show change over time in a way that's easy for us to understand. So we could draw up any list of numbers for something to show change, and in this example here, our table shows time, and as time changes, the temperature changes throughout the day. And you can get an idea reading this table how temperature changes throughout the day, but humans are very visual creatures, and you'll get a much better idea if you put it into a graph. You can get a very intuitive, very quick picture of that. So that's what we're going to be working on today. So what I'd like us to do is grab a piece of graph paper when your teacher says, and put a scale on each axis which will fit these numbers. So you have to make sure the X scale goes up to at least 8, and you'll have to make sure the Y scale, the vertical scale, goes up to at least 15. One of the most important things about this graphing skill is getting your scale right. So take some time on that. Use a ruler, please, if you've got one. If you don't, use something else straight, fold up a piece of paper or something. It's pretty important that our graphs are readable and neat. And what I want you to do is to plot these pairs of points. See, we've got an X coordinate and a Y coordinate. Plot these pairs of points onto the Cartesian plane that you're going to draw up. So you can see the pairs of points are 2, 0, that's from here, 2 and 0, 4 and 3, 4 and 3, that's from here. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video while you do that. No, you pause the video. I guess I keep going, don't I? Alright, hopefully you've got a graph now in front of you, and it looks something like this. You'll notice for my scales here, my scale goes up in even steps. Each jump is the same distance, and each jump goes up by 2. Your scale probably each jump goes up by 1, which would actually be better. And you'll see our vertical axis, our y-axis, I said it needed to go to at least 15, so we've gone to 16, and again it goes up by 2 in even jumps. Yours could go up by 1 in even jumps as well. We've plotted each of our points and joined them together with straight lines. So just take a moment to make a note on your graph, anything that's a little bit different, anything you might have to fix for the next time. Alright, so practice, practice, practice. Open up your textbook, have a look at page 212, question 12b. It's actually the second half of the question you've just done. Once you've done that, slightly harder, go to page 218 and do question 10 and 11. Now what's different about those is that they include negative numbers. So your Cartesian plane is going to have to look like this. You're going to need all 4 quadrants, 1, 2, 3, 4 quadrants. And your scales for your X scales is going to need to go into negative numbers, and your scale for the Y scale is going to go into negative numbers too. So really important, before you do anything, before you draw up your graph, have a look at what numbers you've got on your table. What numbers do you need for your X coordinates? What numbers do you need for the Y? And make sure the scale on your graph will fit the numbers that you need to plot. That's probably one of your main skills today. Alright, so work hard on that, and I will see you on Monday.